Дамы и господа, мы продолжаем наш вечер на телеканале М1 Global. Гран-при весовой категории до 70 килограмм. В красном углу октагона появляется боец Pavel Sakevich.
The penultimate fight of the night, fight number 9, a final Grand Prix lightweight matchup. 22-year-old Pavel Sakevich. Sakevich is 1-1. Background in Sambo. And he was a winner of a Road to NFG 2 professional tournament. Now in this Road to NFG 3 tournament. Action coming to you from Minsk, Belarus. M1 Global presenting Road to NFG 3. Sofa Spuds, Mauro Ranallo, Frank Shamrock coming to you, yes, from my sofa in Santa Monica, California. Social distance being paramount, but happy that technology allows us to at least give you an opportunity to take a break from what are unprecedented times and get involved on Clash TV. Be part of the experience. Get interactive with the fighters and let us know who you think is winning, who you're most impressed with in terms of the style. And yeah, why not? You can give us bouquets or bricks when it comes to our blathering comments.
Bricks yet.
В синем углу восьмиугольника появляется боец железный Иван Кулак.
Some showmanship from Iron Fist, Ivan Kulak. Already like this 17-year-old kid. Again, maybe taking a page out of the Frank Shamrock playbook and the King of Cringe, Henry Cejudo, who, by the way, Maury episode in the future or what? You and Henry Cejudo.
Not my child. Henry is not
The kid is not my son.
Michael Jackson said that he is not my...
But wow, what a great fighter. But, and you know, marketing in his own inimitable way, doing what he has to. Not everyone, you know, they call it cringe, but I'm all right with it.
I love it. I love a good presentation. At the end of the day, it's entertainment. It goes back to our conversation about fighting. When do they stand them up? Who will we play into? These fights are for the fans. We got to give the fans a good show. We got to give them something to participate in. Like Clash TV, it's a participation, hang out, have a good time, be a part of the action.
What a smooth segue. You're a smooth operator, just like Sade. All right, music references. Give us your music references. Hey, Clash TV. Well, the reference writes for itself. These two are going to try to rock each other like the Casbah. Get it? Clash TV. All right, we've got the 17-year-old Kulak, who is cool. Is the other side of the pillow. Shout out
дамы и
to the late
господа,
greats, to Scott.
гран-при финал весовой категории до 70 килограмм. В красном углу октагона кандидат по самбо, кандидат мастера спорта по боевому самбо, неоднократный победитель и призер республиканских турниров по самбо и боевому самбо, бронзовый призер международного турнира по ушу саньда, победитель профессионального турнира Road to NFG 2, боец клуба Wrestling Style Минск, 22 года, Pavel Sakevich. Его оппонент в синем углу октагона. Чемпион Республики Беларусь по рукопашному бою. Бронзовый призер чемпионата Республики Беларусь по панкратиону. Серебряный и бронзовый призер чемпионата мира по панкратиону. Многократный победитель республиканских турниров по ММА и панкратиону. Победитель турниров NFG 9, 10, 14, Road to NFG 2. Академия ММА Минск, 17 лет, железный Иван Кулак.
Incredible that here in the 21st century, on the sofa here in Santa Monica, watching a 17-year-old and a 22-year-old about to do battle inside the cage, Minsk, Belarus. This is technology, and I'm just struck by the 17-year-old Ivan Iron Fist Kulak. You know, I did start my career at 16, and I imagine a lot of people would like to start their careers as soon as possible, and we see it, and there's, of course, the pros and cons to it. But you look at a kid like this, and again, the 22-year-old Sakevich, who was 1-1 in his career, and this is the moment you dream about. You really do.
Yeah, this is their big moment. Hey, look at the tail of the tape, and it really comes down. You know, it's hard. It's just hard. Whoever wants to be a star in this moment, they're going to pull it out.
So Kulak might go for a key lock, but Sakevich can't utilize a sake kick. I'm here all morning. Kulak in the blue tape. We've got Sakevich in the red tape. And, of course, Sakevich, the physical advantages, the reach. He'll try to utilize that to maximum effect. But how does Kulak close the distance?
He's got to close the distance. That's the first thing. And keep those hands high. He took the first big shots, you know, to his chin of this fight. So he's got to keep those hands a little bit higher and work his way inside, whether it's a short kick just like that or another type of feint. I think he's got to get closer to the action here.
Oh, and it's Sakevich using kicks to get closer to Kulak. Opening minute of the first, overhand right by the longer Sakevich. Sakevich looking to sweep the lead leg of Kulak. Kulak now southpaw, misses with the high kick.
Sakevich has been committing to those leg kicks, real strong leg kicks. And those at the beginning of a fight sort of set the pace on how quickly you can move.
And speaking of quickly, what about Kulak? The Thai plum delivers a couple of Muay Thai knee strikes and now has a Sakevich on his back against the fence.
And smart work to drive that head into the cage immediately, take away that power base of the feet on the cage. And this is where he should stay right here. Bend those knees a little bit, keep those short strikes going, and slowly work that head in front of the chin like he's doing now, and pin him. Because when you pin him in the cage, he's got no power.
Yeah, utilizing or trying to shrimp the hips, and now it's Kulak. How does Kulak maximize this? Well, he's not going to get the opportunity because our trigger-happy referees are letting them get... I don't know. We joke, and again, this is great for Clash TV. Do you guys like the quick stand-ups? I get the entertainment factor. I get standing up, but I mean, remember the 15-second clock in Elite XC that lasted for all of 15 seconds?
It only lasted, but no, but I thought that was a great idea. I trained for that. Like, I thought we were doing 15 seconds on the
Joe
clock.
Rogan, help me out here, Joe.
Flying knee by Kulak, which landed and got him in a good grappling position. I think I like this game here of him keeping this distance close. I don't agree with you on the last stand-up, though. I didn't like that last stand-up because I thought he was doing work on top.
Oh, so you agree?
I agree with you on the last stand-up, not on the other five, but this last one I do.
Oh, it looks like... all right, well... Sakevich literally sucking it up and saying, yeah, let's continue. I'm here to fight. 2 minutes, 13 seconds left in the opening round. Kulak backing up, bobbing up and down, and both of them looking for entry, and Kulak testing the waters with a body kick, changing levels. Yeah,
that was interesting how he just punched the leg. I think he's just trying to show level changes so he can start moving that head around like you were talking about. Kulak's got great flow, and then he throws that inside leg kick, keeps a good range, and that gets him close to the action, just like this here where he can tie up.
And you see, it was Sakevich looking for the dynamic spinning back kick, and it has cost him as Kulak teeing off on Sakevich, trying for the takedown, and Sakevich fortuitously now ending up in the closed guard of Kulak, but Kulak making Sakevich pay for his spinning back kick attempt.
Yeah, and you see how some of these positions change rather quickly when it comes to the wrestling game. And that's because in a lot of countries, they don't have wrestling. Like, certain countries you go to, wrestling doesn't exist. So when you see their martial arts there, it's not as strongly implemented in their martial art. These guys, when it comes to the wrestling position, some are tight, some are not. Much better at the grappling game like we're seeing here. Great reversal.
How sweet it is for the 17-year-old Kulak right into the full mount, ground and pound. Terrific stuff here between Kulak and Sakevich in what is the second to last fight of the night.
And Sakevich should do some damage here. He's got the shorter guy up against the cage. He should crush him in this cage and start working on him. Slow down the body, slow down the speed of this match. A smaller guy is always going to be faster. And to me, I was always more nervous about a smaller guy with more speed than I was about a bigger guy with more power, because I can get away from a big guy.
Final half minute of the opening round. Kulak and Sakevich, and there's a cut. Kulak has suffered a cut in what has been a highly competitive, highly energized opening 5 minutes, and Kulak, this kid gets it. 17 years old, comes out with a little showmanship, very aware of where the camera is. All right, you got me sold, Kulak. I'm sold on you.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a cut there. You know, I hate to see one happen just early in the first round, just because when that blood starts dripping in your eye, it's much harder to concentrate, much harder to focus. Then you're also thinking about it. And it also gives your opponent a target, basically, to hit and go after.
Second round coming up between Pavel Sakevich and Ivan Kulak, who is just 17, undefeated at 3-0, and overcoming the adversity of having suffered a cut over the left eye, but his body language speaks to the fact that he is ready for round number 2. Sakevich, again, when he went for that spinning back kick, that's when really it created the biggest opening and the biggest success for Kulak in the opening round. And Clash TV viewers, how do you have this fight? What do you like more as we get set for 2?
Kulak with a lot of energy still. You see him bouncing on those toes, moving those arms around, spinning back fist. Blocked for the most part. Sakevich mixing it up, though. I like how he's thrown these different techniques, looking for angles. There's a spinning, turning heel kick attempt there. Feels more like he's trying to find the range, find the distance to do work in. Kulak very poised with the hands now.
Kulak, mature beyond his years in his approach, his hands low, but he seems at the ready, may even be baiting the 22-year-old Sakevich. Sakevich, meanwhile, trying to perhaps get a little creative as he backs up, eats the right cross, left knee scores for Kulak.
Kulak laid that right hand right on the button of Sakevich and then slid into this grappling position. Sakevich doing good work on the cage, though. This is how you diminish the smaller man, by wearing him down, grinding him into the cage, kneeing his thighs, kneeing his belly. I'd like to see him do lots of work from here. Try to slow this smaller guy down. Try to slow Kulak down.
Crash course in Clash TV. Laps can give us more information about the fighters in real time and give you an opportunity to get to know the fighters that much more and allow yourself to be a part of this journey, the road to NFG 3. You can comment on anything happening throughout the fight, including Kulak maybe breaking the rules there by grabbing that fence momentarily.
You can grab it for a second. You can grab it for a second.
Bend them like Beckham,
but if you grab it in the middle of a position change and that changes the position, that's certainly something to be, considered. Kulak.
Sakevich has to consider all his options now here in the open guard of Kulak.
Kulak's working to get up here, working to move those hips out of position, but he's got his head still trapped in the cage. There he goes, turn it around with the cage where you can use it, not where it's holding you. And Sakevich trying to reverse him. Look, they're playing the cage game now.
Just past the midpoint of the round and this fight, a final Grand Prix lightweight matchup between the 1-1 Pavel Sakevich and the 3-0 17-year-old Ivan Iron Fist Kulak. We've seen examples of some iron fists, iron knees, iron will from the youngster.
Definite iron will. And I mean, you just saw him do a jump shoulder punch there. He's really utilizing all of his body, and that's the key to mixed martial arts. Ooh, took one.
Yeah. That one went to the peninsula south of the equator. Not fun for the 17-year-old Iron Fist Kulak. He wishes he had iron somewhere right now.
Well, I don't know if they wear iron cups over there, but if not, I would highly recommend it.
Made of iron, if you know what I mean.
I'd highly recommend wrapping the jewels in iron before you dance in the cage.
Balls of steel. Minute 51 left here in the middle frame, and our Kulak trying to recover, given up to 5 minutes to do so. And it looks like he is ready. So, again, so much to go through here in this fight, and already facing adversity in many forms. The cut, the low blow, and still very calm, very focused. And I believe Ivan Kulak is ahead in this fight right now. But, again, it's up to the judges officially. How do you see it?
I think you're right, Mauro. I think Kulak is playing a better game. He's landed some great crisp. I mean, he took the first strikes of the fight right on his grill, but since that time, he's really come back, and both on the ground and stand-up, done both damage and great positioning, and just an overall good fight.
Sakevich pinning Kulak against the fence, changing levels, trying to secure a single leg, wants to run the pipe with a single. Good balance being exhibited here by Kulak, even going for the jumping knee strike, and we've seen that before in MMA.
Yeah, and Kulak stopping that takedown and then breaking Sakevich back down, I think was a huge moral victory right here. You know, when you try that hard for a takedown and you're refused and then you're put back on your back, that just takes some of the steam out of you. And that's the type of gutsy moves that Kulak have been doing here, which in my opinion has been swaying this fight, you know, towards his chance of winning.
30 seconds left in the second round. Referee puts them back up in a vertical position. And Kulak closing the distance.
Sakevich is being out-muscled here by the shorter man on the cage, and that's not a sign of strength. Here comes the foot stomps, old school action from Belarus, M1 Global.
Third and final round of our semifinal fight of the night. M1 Global presenting Road to NFG 3. You're watching our feed on Clash TV. Mauro Ranallo, Frank Shamrock coming to you from Sofa Spuds headquarters in Santa Monica, California. Glad you could be with us for these 3+ hours. A chance to focus on something different for a change.
Yeah, and a chance to participate in the new Clash TV app. Join the conversation, join the crowd, pick a team, pick a fighter, vote, judge, talk some smack. Best of all, have a good time. And we talked about earlier more how hard it is to do a physical exertion for just a few minutes. We're now 10 minutes in. We've seen damage happen, submission attempts, a couple of kicks to the pills. It's really who can pull it out here and who's going to shine.
Well, it's like Kulak looking to pull it out there, jumping knee, a very dynamic offense, and now Sakevich in trouble here, even though he's in top position.
And Sakevich on top before has done little damage from here. He's worked some basic holds to, can open, to pull, to do this, but he hasn't really, got the forearms in or got the big shots in that both count with the judges and wear down the body. Kulak's shrimping out, sliding his hips out, really staying active down here from the bottom position, and that's what's keeping him from being damaged. As well as a lack of action from Sakevich. I'd love to see him just, this is his moment. He's on top. It's time to unleash a little more.
Final 3 minutes, 45 seconds of the fight. Sakevich maintaining control of Kulak on the canvas, but needs to improve his position, improve his opportunity to win this fight here, as Kulak fighting from the bottom, still delivering strikes.
Still delivering strikes and still constantly changing position. This is a strategy I used on Tito. When you got a bigger guy, when you got a longer guy, you just keep sliding those hips out, because then they can't hold you down. Yeah, they can't get a good grip on you. You basically, you know, through movement, creating new positions, and every new position gives you an opportunity to go for something, to get on top, or to do damage.
And Kulak back on top after the reversal, so a very resilient, a very hungry, and just so much heart from the 17-year-old, not taking anything away from 22-year-old Pavel Sakevich, but Sakevich has had opportunities to score and do damage, and did not take advantage of them. And then again, on cue, what a beautiful sweep by Sakevich. He's as if to say, hey, commentator dude, you mean this?
Yeah, he tied up his arms, got both feet in, and just swept him like traditional, beautiful grappling sweep. And well earned. You know, we were just kind of bagging on about how he wasn't doing enough work. That was just enough work to get him in the advantageous position. And now I want to see damage. Like, this is his chance to slow down the smaller man, to inflict some damage.
And yet a very slick Kulak on the bottom. Again, back to a vertical position, and Sakevich unable to take advantage of that, and now it's a Kulak. Look at the determination of Kulak, the smaller fighter, leaning and trying to pick up Sakevich, securing the takedown.
Wow, and what that sends as a message to the judges is, I'm in control. I'm the one taking this fight where I want it to be at. That was a well-earned takedown from the shorter man. Well-earned.
And I'm sure that's earning him a lot of points from the Clash TV contingent. Impressive takedown by the smaller Ivan Iron Fist Kulak. 1.5 minutes remaining in this fight.
And they're getting tired. Quick break and stand up.
Well, it shouldn't be a quick break, that's for sure.
I'm coming to your side, Mauro, because that one seemed a little unnecessary on the break, but obviously they're looking for action here. And
they're getting it. That's the point, though. There's not like it's boring by any means. Give these guys an opportunity. At times you've done that. I mean, don't you guys need a break as well? And at times in defense to recapture or replenish the oxygen, as it were? Why are you expected to just go balls to the wall and not have an opportunity to recover?
Because we're fighting to the death, Mauro. It has nothing. What are you talking about? It's like samurai action. You're putting everything into the moment. So there's, unlike boxing, there's not rest periods. Not when you're in the match. Not when you're in the match.
In MMA, of course, way more than boxing. What are you talking about? When you're on the ground, boxing is stand up. You're standing up the whole time.
My point is there shouldn't be. It should be constant movement and action the whole time.
And you're getting that here. You're getting that out of Kulak and Sakevich. Sakevich now closing the gap, backing Kulak up and then pulling him to the ground, and another reversal. Beautiful sweep again. But can Sakevich really make the most of it, because time's run out?
Yeah, and he got rung in those last seconds. He got clocked right on the chin. He held on. But can he hold on to the victory? I mean, he's stepping in. Sakevich stepped in with power, but he got countered. He kept getting countered by the shorter man. He looked for openings. That jab landed beautifully. But after the jab, he kind of fell back. He took a defensive position, and that allowed Kulak to step in with power. In my opinion, doing more damaging on the striking.
Единогласным решением судей победу одержал боец синего угла, железный Иван Kulak.
17-year-old Ivan Iron Fist Kulak improves to 4-0 as he defeats Pavel Sakevich. One more look at what went down in this final Grand Prix lightweight fight.
Yeah, like I was saying, Kulak was able to hold his ground better, mixing up those combinations of strikes, staying in the pocket a little bit tighter, doing, more damage on the stand-up, both with knees and punches. He took his shots because he was in a firefight, but his positioning allowed him to do more damage. That jumping knee, Many of these strikes landed, all of the good ones hurt, and you could see it on the face of Sakevich. He was banged up in this fight.